for me, bitches like Bronny. I got my little belly, my blessings.
It's week 2 of the National Football League, and we'll see who rules the skies in tonight's battle. It's the Falcons and the Eagles under the lights on Monday night.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Eagles for the first time, and the man in charge at quarterback in his 5th year now, Jalen Hurts.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in Week 2.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Brown goes in motion left. Here's a fake on the jet sweep as they'll go instead with Barkley. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Slot man moves right. Hurts. Got a man, it's Brown.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Holding offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. This will be caught by Brown.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Ouch, you thought you had the defensive stand. Roughing the passer wipes it out.
What does every defense talk about? 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. The Eagles had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener, and they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses.
And they'll try and run for it with Gainwell. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
In motion left comes Brown. Throwing is Hurts. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, they were advancing the ball. They had a couple first downs under their belt, but a big mistake there on the opening drive leads to 6 points the other direction.
And what a good read that was on his part, Brandon, because it prevents a possible scoring drive with how they were moving things along. And it gives the defense the early advantage. Was going to be a definitely entertaining battle between these units.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. 10 catches, 124 yards.
And in the preseason, I thought he was primed for a big, big year. And week one did absolutely nothing to diminish those expectations.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. It's Barkley on the counter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. You talk about this Falcon defense. We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot. Officially
nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Falcons are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
So the Falcons make their way out behind their new quarterback for 2024, signed back in March, the veteran Kirk Cousins.
And coming off of an offseason where Kirk Cousins was coming back from an Achilles injury, he thought that was going to be his biggest challenge. Instead, the Falcons drafted Michael Penix out of Washington in the 1st round. And while that was a jolt, Kirk Cousins has a great ability to shake things off, move forward, and let his talents come through.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. Cousins to throw it. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. 7 yards there and a first down.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the first down.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. There's plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one.
The previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Cousins now. He'll get this into the hands of Hodge. And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. And we'll see Younghoe Koo now for the Falcons. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there, all the things that have gone on. And the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Cousins. Man open, that's Ray McCloud. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. To throw, Cousins. Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any.
Hurts fumbles it. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And the Falcons grab it. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. KhaDarel Hodge, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Here's Pickett. This short throw caught by Goddard. And Goddard going to have an Eagles first down as he'll get this up to the 39.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it. This is caught. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. Oh, some strong running, and brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Looking to throw, Pickett. Over the middle, complete. It's Campbell. So the completion good for just 3, and that'll make it second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
Dialing up another pass here. Pickett to Barkley on the check down. Just a gain of a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
Now Pickett. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
It's 2nd and inches at the 9-yard line.
Option right, Pickett going to run with it. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line, knocking on the door. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll send one of those 2 tight ends in motion. It's Pickett on the keeper. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Kenny Pickett scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Eagles are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it was finished off by Kenny Pickett, taking it in himself. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. You look at this Eagle defense. They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
I always think back to what my defensive coordinator in college used to tell me. Playing against the run is 11 individual battles, man on man, and are you going to win that battle? Are you going to whip the guy across from you and get to the ball carrier, wrap him up, and put him on the ground? Because the one thing he absolutely detested was yards after contact. Tackle him, put him down on the spot.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Back to throw, Pickett. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Now 3rd down and very long. Pickett. Complete. Smith has it. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Now Cousins. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Cousins now from the 50. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Cousins. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
first down.
A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on third down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last third down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another first down, almost back to the drawing board.
Throwing is Cousins. That's to the former Bear, Darnell Mooney. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 28. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. You know, he's already thrown for more yardage in this first quarter than he did all of last week.
And I could be snarky here and say, well, he didn't throw for a lot of yards last week, but the bottom line is he put in a great week of practice and really came out ready to go in this one.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. To throw is Cousins. A quick throw there is incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and the lead will hold at 10.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
And out now come the Eagles. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Pushing through the contact, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Pickett back to throw. Room to maneuver at the 35. And finally down at the 32-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Pickett will look to throw it here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. Quick slant here to Smith. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Now a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 15-yard line.
They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 17-7 the score on EA Sports. Now second